Thank you, Madam Speaker. And first, of course, I'd like to thank the wonderful people of Saskatoon West for once again putting their trust in me to represent them here in Ottawa. Many of those, by the way, are seniors, and they've spoken to me many times about the difficulties that they're facing. Of course, most seniors live on a fixed income, and this government has made it very difficult for them. Things are going up. Inflation is causing all things to go up in price. Food prices, beef prices are up by 14%, chicken by 9%. And so I guess my question for the member is, how does he explain to his senior constituents in his riding how his government has impacted them, how they're hurting seniors, and what are the answers that he gives to his seniors when he's trying to answer their difficult questions about the difficulties that they're facing in their daily lives?
Member for Newmarket, Aurora.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do appreciate the question from the member opposite. I have frequent conversations with seniors in our area. We have a very active seniors community and a seniors committee, both with the municipality in Newmarket and in Aurora. And those conversations talk about the support that they were provided with the GST rebates. And the challenges that we're feeling now are difficult for everyone, particularly with fixed income, not just with seniors. And the supports that we're providing are supports that have gone a long way to help them and to assist them through this difficult time. What lies ahead and the impact of inflation would be something that will be considered by the government as it goes forward.
Questions and comments. Questions et commentaires. L'honorable.
The honourable member for Thérèse de Blainville. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and my heartfelt congratulations on your appointment. We have this in common with the member in her conversation mentioned that the member's province and riding were important. So we have that in common. The riding and what people ask for is to strengthen our healthcare system. And I'm proud to be a Quebecer because if there's one thing Quebecers are calling for, it's an increase in health transfers to meet the need. In the throne speech, the federal government was completely silent on that topic. The federal government is not meeting the needs of the provinces when it comes to health care. And so we're having to deal with negative growth. There has to be a rebalancing between the needs of the provinces and Quebec and the federal government's ability to transfer funding to the tune of 35% of the cost. Why is there not a single word in the throne speech about these necessary health transfers to the tune of 35%, as Ontario and Quebec have been calling for?
Aurora.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you also for that important question. You know, as a member of the Board of Directors for South Lake Regional Health Centre for 9 years, I understand the challenges in meeting the financial obligations, dealing with inflation, and particularly in increased patient loads as a result of a growing community. So I do understand that there is a critical need to take a look at funding for health care. And I believe the Prime Minister did say that that was going to be reviewed in due time as soon as we deal with what's in front of us right now, and that is deal with the COVID, deal with the vaccines, and make sure that we have a plan that gets the economy back on its feet. And following that, we might be in a better position to review what should be considered going forward.
Comments. The honourable member for Saanich Gulf Islands.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank my honourable colleague, member for Newmarket Aurora, and I know how sincerely he is concerned about the climate crisis, and so but I have to say that when we hear from Liberals that this government understands the science around climate, I'm desperately afraid, genuinely afraid, that the science has been misunderstood. We have a net zero climate act that was passed in the 43rd Parliament. The rhetoric is all around net zero by 2050, yet our commitment in the Paris Agreement is to hold to 1.5 degrees global average temperature increase if possible. And you don't get to 1.5 degrees global average temperature increase if your target is net zero by 2050. It gets to be too late, too fast, and we really have to do more in advance of even next year's climate meeting at COP27. And I asked my honourable colleague if he senses within the ranks of his colleagues an understanding that we are now on track for desperately worse and more dangerous climate conditions and potentially the loss of human civilization.
A very short answer from the honourable member for Newmarket Aurora.
Thank you. And I share your concerns, as I believe the entire Parliament shares those concerns. And I think there's a deep and genuine desire to make sure that we do what's right and that we make the investments. And indeed, as I mentioned earlier, we invested in the range of $60 billion already, and we are focused on exceeding those goals.